What's up, y'all? Robbie TV, Shake Back here. We back live with it, baby. Got a couple topics to talk about today. Couple topics. Oh shit, camera. Got a couple topics to talk about today. We got a lot been going on in my city, man, Baltimore. Been a whole lot going on. We got that. We got the governor. He just signed a bill basically making Baltimore a sanctuary, Maryland a sanctuary state for real, Baltimore a sanctuary city. You feel what I'm saying? Because he said basically he ain't letting law enforcement cooperate with immigration, which I'm not no, you know what I mean? I done had, encounters with the law, and I'm not a fan of them. You know what I mean? Which most people from, the hood, we see how the police, abused us, did everything they could to us. So we already know how it's a barrier between the black community and the police. We already know that. You feel what I'm saying? From the unjustly shootings they done did to planting drugs to, everything under the sun. So we already know that the relationship between the black community and the police is no good. You feel what I'm saying? But I never seen a time where, law enforcement never worked together to, catch black people. I never seen that. That wasn't never not an option. It was always law enforcement, whether it was state, local, or federal. They work with all of them work together to catch the criminal. You feel what I'm saying? But now it's on the tip where it's like the governor just signed this bill, and they on the same way like, yo, if we catch an immigrant, we ain't releasing them to ICE. We gonna release them right back to the street, which is crazy because if you're a U.S. citizen, you got a warrant in another county or another state somewhere, they gonna extradite your ass back to that state wherever you at. So it's just crazy how it's a double standard when it comes to illegal aliens, but then when it comes to U.S. citizens, they do everything they power to catch us. You feel what I'm saying? But when it's illegal aliens and immigrants, they not law enforcement not working together. I don't understand it. It's just to go to show you it's crazy. It's really crazy, man. For them to do that, it shows you like, yeah, man, this shit is crazy. So make sure y'all like, subscribe to the channel, man. Like, subscribe. We speaking on the Maryland governor just signed a bill. And I ain't really feeling Westmore, man. Westmore, it was everything was 287. I think it was Bill 287. Yeah, here it go right here. Ban ICE. Make sure y'all like, subscribe to the channel, man. We talking about the Maryland governor, my state, banning ICE to not work with, and the sheriffs ain't feeling that. The law enforcement and local law enforcement from county to county not feeling that. And I'm not, I don't, hey, it is that's them, like they do what they do. But my bad thing is, I know if my black ass go out here and commit a crime, they gonna be quick to catch me, But what is these illegal aliens, they giving them slaps on the wrist. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand that. Like, that's ICE is a part of is law enforcement. They just deal with immigration. You know what I mean? Like how you got the U.S. Marshals. U.S. Marshals deal with, you feel what I'm saying, fugitives. You know what I mean? You got, DEA, they deal with drugs. You know what I mean? You got fucking ATF, they deal with firearms. Like, it's different, different branches of government that deal with each thing separately. That's why they got them. But I never seen the DEA not work with the FBI, or the FBI not work with the local law enforcement in that state to help catch the criminals. They just did a big indictment, of a couple weeks ago in Baltimore. But now you mean to tell me that they not trying to catch the illegal immigrants though? This shit crazy. But here you go right here. This it's a here you go right here. It say speaks on the law that let me see. Lots more signs. There you go. Make sure y'all like, subscribe to the channel, man. Like, subscribe, Robbie TV.
This morning, advocates say it makes communities safer. Meanwhile, Maryland law enforcement agencies can no longer partner up with ICE. The ban on 287G agreements was signed into law this morning. Advocates say it makes communities safer. Meanwhile, the agencies who have these agreements in place say it will have the opposite effect.
How the hell is that making community safer if it's not law enforcement not working together? That don't even make no sense.
Banned in Maryland. These partnerships facilitate ICE to grant local law enforcement agencies federal immigration enforcement powers. Governor Westmore says this does not authorize the release of criminals or end other federal partnerships. It restores trust.
We refuse to blur the lines between state and federal authority in ways that undermine the trust between law enforcement and the communities that they serve. And the best way to address crime is by making sure that the communities feel safe and want to be involved in the process to stop it in the first place.
There are 9 active 287G agreements in the state, and under the new law, will need to end by July. In Maryland, 287G opened the door for corrections officers at jails to flag non-citizens to ICE for arrest and to serve and execute warrants to those who are jailed.
Today is a historic day.
Ahead of the signing, immigrant rights group CASA celebrated the new law, including one member who says ICE took her father.
This bill won't bring my dad home, but it means that...
So they got children and all that? Like, come on now.
Other families won't worry to go through what my family went through.
Harford County Sheriff Jeff Gaylor has had a 287G agreement since 2016. He argues the ban will result in some violent offenders being let go unintentionally.
There'll be those who won't get a hit that our delegation of authority would have allowed us to identify that will not be happening now. And those individuals who pose a threat to public safety and or national security will be walking out of our jails back into your community.
Now, according to Sheriff Gaylor,
this is a big L for Baltimore, though. I ain't gonna lie to you.
They will be talking next steps, which includes exploring legal action against the new law.
Maryland?
Tomorrow, Governor Westmore is set to sign a bill banning the 287G program in Maryland. It's operational in 8 counties. It'll allow...
Look, but yo, this right here, I don't understand how he's talking about it's going to make communities safer. It's going to do the total opposite. You want to have, you know what I mean, legal immigrants walking through, getting a slap on the wrist, and then they coming out letting let back out. It's crazy. I don't understand how people is, you feel what I'm saying? Like, I never even, like, people is really going that hard for it, like, illegal immigrants, though. That's criminals. You feel what I'm saying? Like, we're not talking about people that's just working and all like that. We talking about criminals. Now, if a guy just going to work, you know what I mean? He, you know, then I mean, he still broke the law coming in illegally. You feel what I'm saying? So, I mean, you can't, you know, if you stole $1 or you stole $1 million, it don't matter. You still stole. So, it don't, you know, coming in illegally and not getting your citizenship while you in this motherfucker is, it's still illegal. You know, even if you is working and commit, you know, I guess you want to say contributing to society, but you're not if you're not paying taxes. You know what I mean? And I ain't gonna lie, that's my main thing too. Like, we getting taxed. They just talk about raising property taxes and all this, and you know what I mean? We getting taxed out the ass, bruh. In here in Maryland, they just doubled our property taxes. You feel what I'm saying? You got people that can't even pay their property taxes on time. You know what I mean? They trying to take homes from us and raising BG&E bills and all that. Like, they raising everything, you know what I mean, in Maryland, as far as taxes, the cost of living for working class citizens, working class Americans. But, you know what I mean, they doing everything they can to abide by these migrants, bro, giving them free healthcare, giving them free housing, you know? Like, it's crazy, man. I don't agree with it, and I don't agree with this bill. You feel what I'm saying? Just because on a tip where it's not logical. It's not even about, I mean, it is about the immigrants, but we just got to look deeper than that. Like, when has law enforcement never not worked with each other? I never heard of that in my 26 years of living. You know what I mean? Whether it's local law enforcement, state and federal. That's why you got different branches of government. You know what I mean? If you got a legal alien in your city or in your state, you know, and you catch him, that's when you do get that call from ICE. You feel what I'm saying? You do, yeah, we got your legal admin, just, you know, come get him. Now they not even doing that. And even if you might got some officers or some districts that want to do that, but now they banning it where you can't. Like, at least I'm like, you want to ban it? Like, you like really ban it though? Like, now if you could just do, it could just be district by district. You know what I mean? If this county want to do it, they got the authorized to do it. If this county want to do it, then I mean that county just gonna be having illegal migrants floating around in their county. You know what I mean? But ban it for the whole state is just absurd, bro. That's like, I ain't gonna lie, I'm not feeling that for Governor Westmore. And a lot of people not feeling it. For real, people that's smart. You know what I mean? A lot of Marylanders ain't feeling that, bro. Like, I mean, I'm pretty sure the illegal aliens and the migrants and the, you know what I mean, they feeling, they love it. You know what I mean? Because that's their people that they looking out for. But the people that's actually from this state, that grew up here, that pay taxes, you know what I mean? This shit gonna harm us, bro. Within the next 5-10 years, man, Maryland, we gonna be, shit gonna be looking bad over here. That's why I fuck around, get up out of Maryland, bro. I might go down PA or some, go up PA, or, you know what I mean, down Virginia or somewhere, cause Maryland, we getting taxed. Our BG&Es is going up. Like, we ain't got no money for no schools. We in a budget deficit. We looking bad over here, bruh. Banning ICE to work with law enforcement, that you're gonna have illegal immigrants getting slapped, getting, you know what I mean, going in and out of the jail. You know what I mean? Gonna be walking straight out. You feel what I'm saying? Like, they ain't gonna be getting charges. It's crazy because I don't even think, I meant to look that up, but I don't. Let's say a legal immigrant commit a crime. I don't even think you can. I think ICE has to come get them. I don't know. We gonna look and see. But it's crazy, bro. I don't even think like how me. If I commit a crime, I go to court. You know what I mean? I get tried. I go through my trial and all, and I get found guilty. I don't even think it's the same process for a legal. I think they go through a different process because they're not citizens. So I don't even think they can go to court and all that. I think they got to go through immigration and all that other stuff. We're going to look that up too because I want to know. Make sure y'all like, subscribe to the channel, man. Like, subscribe.
The local police to work with ICE to screen the immigration status of people already in police custody. Supporters of the ban say it gets rid of discriminatory action. Meanwhile, opponents argue removing the program puts public safety at risk. Those opponents include the mothers of Rachel Moran and Kayla Hamilton. Both Harford County women were killed by illegal immigrants. Fox 45's Keith Daniels has the comments from their mothers.
Well, those mothers are hoping the governor will have a change of heart. They want to see a veto calling the legislation a risk to public safety. And tonight, for these mothers, it's a matter that sadly, it's very.
But it ain't fair. My main thing is it ain't fair, bro. Like, even a playing field.
With Immigration and Customs Enforcement, or ICE. Legislation passed by the Maryland General Assembly last week, on its way now to the desk of Governor Wes Moore, who's expected to sign the bill, which at that time becomes law immediately, effectively ending the practice of screening inmates in jail for their immigration status.
I testified against it when it was brought up.
Tammy Nobles, mother of Kayla Hamilton, speaking out Monday night on Moore's expected move to sign the legislation into law.
I don't know why he's protecting all these illegal immigrant criminals. He should be protecting citizens like Kayla. Where was he when Kayla was being murdered?
20-year-old Kayla Hamilton was killed in Aberdeen in 2022 by 16-year-old Walter Martinez, an MS-13 gang member from El Salvador who was in the United States illegally. At the time, Nobles blamed weak immigration laws and fragile Border Patrol policies, and now her dissatisfaction with the 287G bill.
You're sitting there, protecting these criminals, and you should care about the community as a whole and protect the whole community from these monsters. We need to know, you know, who's a criminal and who's not.
Noble is not the only one speaking out.
She was brutally and horrifically murdered.
Patty Morin, mother of Rachel Morin, who was murdered while on the Ma and Paw Trail in Harford County in 2023. The convicted killer, Victor Martinez Hernandez from El Salvador, in this country illegally. The mother stood with Harford County Sheriff Jeff Gaylor last week, outspoken against the legislation and the governor's expected signature.
I'm really so very angry that Governor Moore would do something like this instead of thinking about the families that have paid the ultimate price in losing their children, their mothers, and their children.
Two mothers, two victims, two voices amid the debate over 287G.
The bottom line is we need to protect American citizens first. Our safety comes first.
Well, the bill under scrutiny tonight with two mothers as the countdown to the governor's signature continues.
Yeah, what she said. Let me repeat.
Instead of
outspoken, two voices amid the debate over 287G.
The bottom line is we need to protect American citizens first. Our safety comes first.
Well, the bill under scrutiny tonight.
I couldn't agree more. You know what I mean? And I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't agree with. Well, I ain't gonna say that, but you know, me and Caucasian people have a disagreements when it comes to a lot of things. But I agree with this one, yo. American citizens need to be protected first. We need to be depended on first. We need to be, you know, just everything all above, bro. We need to come first. They need to put us first. Like I don't understand how we paying the price for this. And we the ones that they supposed to be protecting, bro. Like, who you think paying for all these you feel what I'm saying? Free meals and free healthcare and all that shit. Who you think paying for? That's shit coming out of our pocket, bro. Taxpaying citizens, no matter where you at. You know what I mean? Because we all pay federal taxes too. You feel what I'm saying? And state tax. So it's like, whatever, your state a sanctuary city and they housing immigrants and protecting immigrants and putting them in hotels and, you know what I mean, giving them free health care and food stuff. That shit coming out of your check, bro. You the one work hard, work 40, 50 hours a week and barely make it by. So they can just go up on your property taxes or raise state tax or, you know what I mean, just do things that hurt us as American citizens. That's what I don't understand, man. I really don't understand it, yo. I really don't. Make sure y'all like, subscribe to the channel, man. Like, subscribe. We speaking on this, it's called 287G bill in Maryland that's banning ICE to work with, you know what I mean, the regular local law enforcement. I never seen nothing like this before where law enforcement you got law enforcement beefing with each other now. When has that ever happened? Usually law enforcement stick together. The mayor, the governor, they all usually be on the same page for the most part. But I seen the sheriffs right here, the sheriffs, they ain't feeling it, bro. The sheriffs, I think it was like 4 or 5 counties I seen. I know it was Harford County, Carroll County, and a lot of them counties is the good old boy county. I ain't even gonna lie, you know what I mean? They're the good old boy, but shit, you see, we done had 3 crimes within the last, probably more than that, but at least 3 vicious crimes within the past 3 years that happened in Harford County. So I can see Harford County, you know what I mean, coming up and saying something. But these the sheriffs right here that's speaking out about it. Make sure y'all like, subscribe to the channel, man. Like, subscribe, Robbie TV.
Also in Annapolis, ongoing conversations after Governor Moore signed a bill banning 287G agreements. Sheriffs across the state have been outspoken about this legislation, worried it would put public safety at risk. And that's why they gathered in Annapolis today to talk about potential legal action. Fox 45's Jessica Babb, they're live tonight breaking down where they stand on this issue. Jessica.
So after that meeting that you mentioned today, sheriffs across Maryland announced they aren't planning on moving forward with legal action right now. They say they talked with attorneys and looked at the laws, but don't feel they have the grounds for a lawsuit. But they say they will continue cooperating with ICE, just without a formal agreement. On the heels of Governor Wes Moore signing emergency legislation banning 287G agreements in Maryland.
We refuse to blur the lines between state and federal authority in ways that undermine the trust between law enforcement and the communities that they serve.
The agreements letting local jurisdictions work with ICE, allowing detention centers to screen inmates, determining who may be in the country illegally, and in some cases serve warrants.
By terminating these 287G agreements today, we know that ICE will no longer be assisted or subsidized by local law enforcement.
Sheriffs across the state are sounding off.
It is the biggest betrayal to law enforcement and public safety that I have ever seen.
They
See?
made Harford County.
See, that was, I ain't gonna lie, you got this bad, he like, he an old white man that been around a long time. And I don't even rap with law enforcement. I'm not with the defund the police and all that, but I just know what law enforcement did to our people all the way up to the highest branch of that, like the FBI and the CIA. I know what they did to my people and what they're still doing. You know what I mean? So that's why I don't even take all the way down to the local law enforcement, like Baltimore City Gun Trace Task Force. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even, you know what I mean? Like, I know what's going on out here. But on that same point too, it's just the hypocrisy, like you say, like it's betrayal, the law, because it's like, if that was us, if it was black criminals that was going around doing this or doing that, whatever, or you know what I mean, man, they'd have had every motherfucking district coming at our ass. You know what I mean? ICE, motherfucking ATF, DEA, CIA. Any alphabet you can think of, you might just put a whole A through Z. They'd have had coming for black people, but when it got to do with immigration and immigrants and migrants and illegals, now it's old with the community, and now it's the police is overstepping boundaries. What the hell all this was that? They didn't sign no bill. Ain't no bills get signed when there was all these unarmed black people getting shot by police. Well, I mean, where the Freddie Gray bill at? You know what I mean? We seen Freddie Gray, you know what I mean? And I don't give a fuck if it was 10 years ago. I don't give a fuck how long it was, 12 years, whatever. It still happened, and it's still happening. You know what I mean? Like, for real. So it's like, yo, it's hypocrisy, man. That's what I don't like. And for the sheriffs to speak out about it, to not be on board with it, and these sheriffs, these motherfuckers probably been in law enforcement 20, 30, down there around 40 years. You got some probably sheriffs in this motherfucker probably 60 years old, been in law enforcement 40 years. And if they speaking out about it, then you already know something ain't right, yo. Something ain't right. Somebody protecting, somebody getting paid, something ain't right. You know what I mean? Because ain't no way law enforcement ain't going to speak on, you know, they're not going to agree with what the governor is saying. The governor, that's top dog. You know what I mean? So we already know what's going on.
And Maryland communities and citizens less safe. That's what they've done. You know, they've done politics with public safety.
That I have ever
Today, we know that ICE will no longer be assisted or subsidized by local law enforcement.
Sheriffs across the state are sounding off.
It is the biggest betrayal to law enforcement and public safety.
That's Wilmington County.
They have made Harford County and Maryland communities and citizens less safe. That's what they've done. You know, they've done politics with public safety, and that's shameful.
In light of the new law taking effect, the sheriffs sending official letters to the Department of Homeland Security terminating their agreements. These letters are from Harford and Carroll County.
And as a result of today, we have no pending legal action. You know, the advice we've received so far is that the way it's been done, that we really don't have a challenge. We're still going to continue research to see if we can come up with a way to challenge what Maryland has decided to do. So that effort will go forth, but it's not forthcoming today or any immediate action that we see.
And while Governor Wes Moore is clear this new bill doesn't prevent all cooperation.
Continue to coordinate on shared public safety priorities, including the lawful removal of non-citizen offenders who pose a risk to public safety.
The sheriffs say they will still continue to cooperate with ICE without a formal agreement.
But we are going to, and as the governor wants us to, And rightfully so. If we're not going to have the agreements, then we should still cooperate with our federal partners in ICE, and we're going to allow them to know who we are bringing into our jails, and allow them to file detainers in accordance with the customs and immigration process that exists here in the United States.
Carroll County Sheriff Jim DeWeese just put this
That's
policy in
anybody.
place, outlining what that
Like, yo, that's, and then crazy thing
cooperation
about it, yo, that's anybody, bro. Now, if you don't get locked up, you do it right there, you go to work, and you just fly under the radar, you go to work, come home, and you move like a thief in the night, then you should be good then. You feel what I'm saying? Hopefully, you know what I mean? If ICE is whipping down those motherfuckers, but listen, you might be good, but this is for motherfuckers that's getting in trouble. This is for illegal immigrants coming over this bitch, breaking law, because laws is lax over this bitch, and they don't, you know what I mean? They, shit. You know what I mean? They come over this bitch in this candy land. You know what I mean? America candy land for them. So, you know what I mean? They come over this bitch breaking law. You know what I mean? And then they already got the roll call and already got, yo, it's sweet over here in America. You know what I mean? Come down here, Holmes. You know what I mean? And I ain't being racist or nothing like that, but I'm just being real. Like, come on, we gonna be real, bro. We ain't getting all these emotions and all. We gonna be real. Like, we gonna be logical about this shit. You feel what I'm saying? Realistic. Like, that's what's going on. Motherfuckers is getting the car all the way down Mexico and Venezuela and out South America. They making their way up here, bro, for real. And they letting them know, because they let them know, yo, it's our time now. You come with this bitch and, you know what I mean? And you good. Go to a sanctuary city, Illinois or Chicago, or come here to New York somewhere, bro. You ain't gonna never catch you. You feel what I'm saying? You can break law, do this, do that. They gonna let you right back out. That's what they doing. That's what they you know, they telling their peoples. And I mean, I can't be mad, because I mean, I would do the same thing. I ain't mad. I mean, I ain't mad. I don't think I am mad as motherfuckers ain't paying no taxes and they taxing my ass. But other than that, you know what I mean? Hey, do what they do. That's what law enforcement is. That's what their job for. You know what I mean? Like, that's what the fuck I mean, I ain't really law enforcement. I don't really, you know what I mean? But on the same tip too, that's what they supposedly taking taxes out my check for. You know what I mean? That's what law enforcement is for, to catch criminals, right? And I say all that to say the main point is, if I take my ass over Mexico or somewhere, or Honduras, I don't know, wherever, fuck, Panama, wherever, and I commit a crime and I'm over that bitch illegally, as soon as I get in that jail, they're gonna run my immigration status. If they say non-citizen, they shipping my ass back to America. You know what I mean? In a heartbeat. No matter where I go, Canada, motherfucking, you know what I mean, Botswana, it don't matter. I'm getting shit. You feel what I'm saying? If I make it, you know what I mean? Cut my organs and shit up, yeah, baby. But I mean, we ain't gonna get it that. But or the tip though, we being real though. Like, that's anywhere, bro. Any country you go to, if you're not a citizen of that country and you commit a crime, they're gonna, even if you being in that country illegally is already a crime. From the jump, so we ain't even going. But you might get fly on the radar. You feel what I'm saying? If you know me, working little shops and doing this and, you know, getting your money how you get it, you might get fly on the radar. But as soon as you commit a crime and they take your ass to that jail and they find out you're not a citizen of that country, no matter where you at, from what I know, you getting shipped back to wherever you from, bro. You see what they doing, and we can go to the Dominican Republic. Man, you got Haitians that's trying to get into the Dominican Republic. Because we are, if you don't know, but I'm pretty sure most people do know, we're going to look that up too. Haiti and Dominican Republic is really one island. It's really just an invisible border. Well, I ain't saying invisible, because that motherfucker, you ain't coming over. And they strict on Haitians. It's fucked up too, because Haiti, you see how Haiti is, and you go over to Dominican Republic, that shit like Candyland. You know what I mean? It's really like that. But you got Haitians that's trying to get into the Dominican Republic, and they shit. I just seen a video, man. They putting them motherfuckers in trucks. You got motherfuckers that's hanging on to the thing, like screaming, not trying to go back. You know what I mean? But they shipping their ass back to Haiti because they coming over Dominican Republic, which is another country. They coming over the border illegally. So that's just a point that I'm making, where as though anywhere you go, if you're not a citizen of that country, bro, you commit a crime, they shipping your ass back to where you from. Point blank, period. That's just how the world works. That's how they done created these borders and all these laws and shit. That's how the shit work. So I just don't understand when the fuck they start bending the rules. Well, I mean, I do understand, but I mean, it's just crazy how they are doing it for these migrants, bro. But you know, this shit a bigger picture.
When it comes to warrants and detainers.
I did explicitly say that no politician is going to tell me that I can't communicate with another law enforcement agency on matters of public safety in my community.
And while Governor Wes Moore and top Democrats argue this bill will protect Marylanders and constitutional rights amid concerns about immigration enforcement, the sheriffs argue.
And whether you believe it or not, the abolishment of the 287G program is not the abolishment of ICE. They're going nowhere. In fact, they're going to intensify their efforts in sanctuary states. Mark my word, you will see a dramatic increase in the presence of ICE in this state. Thank you.
Now, I did reach out to ICE this afternoon to get their response to the passage of this new bill, and I also asked if they had any plans to ramp up enforcement actions in the state. So far, I have not heard back, but of course, we'll keep you posted. My Annapolis, Jessica back.
Yeah, I ain't about shit getting wicked in Maryland, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, it's getting wicked in Maryland, man. Make sure y'all like, subscribe to the channel, man. Like, subscribe. You know I had to touch on my city. Say, what about migrants? What's up, man? What's up? What's up? Make sure y'all like, subscribe. Let me show y'all this video, though, real quick. Do I got something? Oh, yeah, hold on. Let me see. Haitians getting oh shit, here you go. Make sure y'all like, subscribe to the channel, man. Look, here you go, right here. Wait, look, you got, I just want to see the video. Hold on, let me go. I got probably on Instagram. Yo, they was motherfucking, they had this man in a fucking Ford Nelson trying to get him in. Yo, he was not trying to get into that van, bruh. Let me see. Yeah, man, this shit crazy, y'all. I ain't never really seen nothing like this. Yeah, this shit wild. Let me see. Where that video at, yo? Damn, look. Ooh. Look, they escaping. They not trying to go back, bro. Niggas like, man, fuck that. They get the fuck up out of there. Man, they getting the fuck up out of there, bro. No, let me see. Man, these the motherfuckers getting deported from the Dominican Republic. It was a video I tried to see if I can find. No, I probably ain't gonna find it. But yo, you got my, let me see, let me go back to YouTube. Like, yo, this shit crazy. Let me see.
The UN says 1.4 million Haitians, more than 10% of the country, have fled their homes because of violence and instability. Many have crossed the border to neighboring Dominican Republic, but there they live in fear and limbo. 200,000 have even been deported back to Haiti. As part of our ongoing series on border security around the world, fellows from British Columbia University's Global Reporting Program visited the island and have this report as told by our Rhode.
These cattle cars have been modified to hold dozens of migrants at a time. The Dominican Republic has ordered up trucks like this to roam the streets of towns and the countryside, filling up every day with Haitian migrants.
Damn.
In one of them, we met a young man named Calais who told us he came to the Dominican Republic to work construction.
It's wrong. It's wrong. All this time that we've been here, we've been going through misery, working for nothing, working for a house to live in. How is it that I'm in jail without an arrest warrant, without having done anything?
This sweep in the Dominican Republic is part of a response to escalating gang violence and economic instability across the border in Haiti, which has escalated steadily since the assassination of Haiti's president in 2021. Last September, at a UN address, Dominican President Luis Abinader pledged that his country would not fall victim to the pressures from the crisis in Haiti.
The instability in our neighboring country has put significant pressure on our own security.
President Abinader fortified and expanded a border wall and pledged to round up 10,000 Haitians every week to secure his country from undocumented migrants.
Damn.
The border town of Dajabon has been the epicenter of the deportation efforts. The town's market is one of the only places Haitians are allowed to enter legally to buy and sell products. But they must leave the same day over this heavily monitored bridge.
Yeah, that bridge, I seen that right there. That's the bridge right there. That divide. That's the bridge right there, divide Haiti and Dominican Republic. But I just show y'all, yo, yeah, this shit real. But you see how they not playing no games over there in the DR? And they deporting these motherfuckers, and you got that. And this shit, like, that shit crazy. You feel what I'm saying? Like, but I just go to show you that it ain't just America, bro. Any country you go to, they going to deport. You got, even in Europe. But they say in Europe, they taking over, though. Europe, they say them motherfuckers. But yeah, no, I just had to show y'all that just to prove a point real quick. You feel what I'm saying? But, what else we got? Oh, we got this. It was a mass shooting or something in Rhode Island. We about to look at that. Hockey shooting or something, man. This shit was crazy. That's crazy. I don't understand, yo. Like, he said it was he shot his own fucking son. It's just crazy, bro. Make sure y'all like, subscribe to the channel, man. Let me see. What's the update? They ain't got no update. That shit was wild though. I just seen about it today. That's crazy. Make sure y'all like, subscribe to the channel, man. Like, subscribe. Rhode shooting at a hockey game.
The moments a shooter opened fire at a high school ice hockey game in Rhode Island. Police now reviewing this footage showing the scramble to escape the gunfire. Tonight we're learning new details about the person behind the gun and the possible family dispute that may have led to this deadly shooting. Michelle Fisher live in our newsroom with what investigators have just revealed.
There's a family dispute.
Mark, this was a senior night event with high school hockey players from all across the state of Rhode Island. Unfortunately, what started as a celebration ended in tragedy. Gunfire erupting at an ice rink in Pawtucket, Rhode Island. This video capturing the frantic moments as high school hockey players escaped to safety, racing to escape the bullets.
It was like pop, pop, and I thought it was balloons, but it just kept going, and it was actually gunshots. And after the gunshots, me and my teammates ran right to the locker room, and we just bunkered up.
It happened around 2:30 Monday afternoon. Local and state law enforcement rushing to the Dennis Lynch Arena, about 5 miles outside of Providence.
We have one shooter down at the location. We have 5 injured.
The suspect entered the arena to watch the hockey game of a family member, and unfortunately during that time a shooting occurred. This was a targeted event. It looked like it was a family dispute, and there was one individual that was a family friend.
2 people were killed, 3 others were critically injured and are now fighting for their lives.
God damn.
Praising a bystander who intervened.
A good Samaritan stepped in and interjected in this scene, and that's probably what led to a swift end of this tragic event.
Police retrieved multiple firearms at the scene. The suspected shooter, who has now been identified, dying from a self-inflicted gunshot wound.
We have identified the person, the suspect, by a birth name. The birth name was Robert Dorgan. We have also learned that the person does go by the name of Roberta, also uses the last name of Esposito.
The shooter, police say, had no prior interactions with them. A motive still unclear. This woman says the shooter was her father.
What was the reasoning of their family argument?
He has mental health issues. He's
Right,
sick.
mental
If you
health.
have a loved one who you think is sick, trust your God.
And tonight, law
Damn.
enforcement in Pawtucket have not released the identities of those victims involved and say they are in the initial stages of this investigation, with the ATF and FBI now assisting. Live in the newsroom tonight, I'm Michelle Fisher, ABC.
Dad, so she say you had mental health issues. Say you supposedly be like a transgender. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy, yo. That's crazy. Man, how the fuck you gonna do something like that though? Your own family? He said his own son and his motherfucking ex-wife. That's crazy, bro. So they said they got the victims. Let me see.
All right, let's take a live look at Rhode Island, where officials are giving
Make
an
sure y'all
update
like,
on the
subscribe to
shooting
the
that
channel, man. Like, subscribe, Robbie TV. We speaking on this Rhode Island shooting that just happened a couple days ago. It is, man, yo, these shootings, man. Dang about these shootings in these public places. It's gonna make it where the motherfucker can't even go nowhere, bro. Like, it's crazy, man. I don't understand why people just be. It's like one bad apple fuck it up for the whole bunch, bro. Like, now they gonna be having where you can't even do nothing now. Motherfuckers gonna be back doing lockdown and all that shit. I don't be understanding why. I know it's mental health, but god damn, man, like, it gotta be mental health for him to shoot this. I thought it, you know what I mean? But ain't nothing happening where they at, Rhode Island. I don't even think it's, you don't even hear nothing about Rhode Island. You know what I mean? Like, people be forgetting about Rhode Island. I forget that shit just even exists. It's a low-ass state.
skating rink yesterday during the high school hockey game. Let's listen in.
It's our third update since yesterday within a 24-hour period. What I can tell you again from yesterday is about 2:30 yesterday afternoon, Pawtucket police received a call for an active shooter at Dennis Lynch Arena. Once we received that call, the police responded within 60 to 90 seconds. What we learned was that there was an individual suspect inside Lynch Arena that had fired upon family members. What I can confirm now is that the suspect was Robert Dorgan. His date of birth is July 15th of 1969. One of the victims was his ex-wife, Rhonda Dorgan, and also his son, adult son, Aiden Dorgan. Rhonda succumbed to her injuries on scene at Lynch Arena, and the son, Aiden, succumbed to his injuries after being transported to the hospital. We have 3 other individuals, Linda Dorgan and Gerald Dorgan, which are the parents of Rhonda. They are at the hospital now. They are in critical care, and we continue to receive updates about their status. The final victim was Thomas Geruso. He is a family friend of the family, and he is also in critical care at the hospital, and we continue to monitor his progress. What I can tell you is that they were all at the event for a son, a juvenile son who was playing hockey. It was their senior night, and there was no expectations or any indication that there was going to be any type of violence yesterday at the arena. I can tell you that individuals on site, several bystanders, I would say that probably whether they have been family or friends of the individuals playing hockey stepped in, they intervened, and at least 3 bystanders were able to circum the suspect. At that time, the suspect did reach for a second firearm, and he did inflict a self-inflicted gunshot wound, which is what he succumbed to on scene. I can tell you that there were first responders on scene outside of Pawtucket, several nurses, several firefighters, and they also rendered aid to the victims until fire personnel responded.
God damn, so this crazy motherfucker, he killed himself. Well, I mean, it don't matter. He killed his son, his ex-wife, his in-laws, mother and father in-laws, his ex-wife parents. So that would be his in-laws. And just he shot a regular bystander too. It's just I mean, what he said a family friend. That's crazy, yo. That's crazy. Like, I don't know what the fuck would make them argue or do something like that. But yo, this shit, like, motherfuckers do gotta worry about these mental health, man. These mental health shit is real. It's definitely real, man. And a lot of motherfuckers do put it off. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I'm the type, like me, I put it off, not with myself, but just with other people, you know what I mean? Because, everybody not as strongly mental as others. You know what I mean? Everybody don't have a strong mindset, and a strong just, just you can willpower. Everybody not like that. You feel what I'm saying? So, all right, bro. Appreciate that, man. Yeah, make sure y'all like, subscribe to the channel too, man. You know what I mean? We're gonna definitely keep it going. But I wanna know, I wanna learn about the shooter. What was his, you know what I mean? Yeah, but mental health is a big thing, man. It seems like it's getting worse and worse with this fucking. Oh, so his name was Robert Dorgan. That was his name. Let me see. Yeah, this shit crazy, man. This shit, he already killed his own son and his ex-wife and his in-laws. How can you do that, man? Something gotta be wrong with this nigga. You know what I mean? Like, this guy was crazy. He changed that open fire on son. That shit crazy, bro. Let me see what this was. Times, man. He got off like 40 shots.
And Blackstone Valley schools. Investigators say the shots were fired from the stands behind the Blackstone Valley bench. One victim died inside the arena. Another succumbed at Rhode Island Hospital, where 3 survivors remain in critical condition. Police Chief Tina Goncalves says the attack appears linked to a possible domestic dispute. The suspect's daughter has publicly stated her father was very sick and struggled with mental health issues. What unfolded in minutes has left families shattered and a community searching for answers.
Damn.
What was the reasoning of their family argument?
He has mental health issues.
As the investigation deepens, social media accounts allegedly tied to Robert Dorgan have surfaced online. Posts criticizing the Trump administration's stance on gender and expressing apparent support for politicians Thomas Massey and Marjorie Taylor Greene are circulating, though they remain unverified. Governor Dan McKee says Rhode Island is grieving again, urging residents to seek support. Through 988, FBI Director Kash Patel confirmed federal assistance from the Boston Division. The tragedy comes just weeks after a deadly shooting at Brown University, another blow in a region confronting the relentless reality of gun violence. A high school hockey game in Pawtucket turned into a killing field in minutes. Inside the Dennis M. Lynch Arena, cheers gave way to chaos as gunfire shattered a family night out. 3 people, including the gunman, are dead. 3 others are fighting for life. What began
Cut off 18 shots
ended in sirens.
The Pawtucket police received a call at about 2:28.
I'm gonna see what they said about him, though. See anything about him?
Expressed condolences. Seconds. The FBI's Boston office joined local law enforcement as investigators pieced together what led to the bloodshed. The suspect's daughter publicly identified her father, saying he struggled with mental health issues. Authorities confirmed the shooting was targeted. Rhode Island Governor Dan McKee expressed condolences, while school officials confirmed all student athletes were safely accounted for. The tragedy comes just weeks after a deadly shooting.
Yeah, so he said who was, let me see.
A crazed shooter armed with multiple guns who boasted online hockey tournament at airs to schools. 2 people hit fail at the scene. Officials said Dorgan fatally shot one of his own sons and the boy's mother. According to a GoFundMe page, Dorgan's 23-year-old son Aiden and his ex-wife Rhonda were confirmed as the victims who were killed. Investigators are also still
look at this guy, yo. He's wearing a fuck, like, bro, come on, bro. Like, yo, you just niggas fucking, like, fucking Vin Diesel in a dress, bro. Like, yo, come on, bro. Then he got, like, this nigga got boobs and shit. Like, yo, this shit is wild, bro. Like, that's the shit I don't understand, bro. You gotta have mental issues like that, bro. Like, it's no way you want to be this cocky, strong dude, woman. Like, I don't understand. Bro, just pick what. If you want to be, you know what I mean? If you want to be a trash, I had no problem to do you. But, like, come on, you can't be, like, cock, swole, diesel. He the type that probably would think it's cool for transgender to play in women's sports and shit like that. Like, yo, this shit's sad, man. He definitely, but it's fucked up that the mental illness that he had, you know, it took the lives of others. You know what I mean? If it just would have took his own life, it would have, you know, but at least he wouldn't have harmed no one else. But with him taking his own child, like, how can you kill your own son, bro? Yeah, this why that shit crazy, man. That shit crazy, and it's fucked up to them children at that school. That shit would be horrific. I ain't gonna lie. Even if you just sitting there at a hockey game, you thinking something just sweet, motherfucker, just you find out he just shoot his own son and his grand in-laws and his wife. Like, god damn, what the fuck type of argument they had? Like, that shit crazy. But it don't matter. We wouldn't probably need no big argument. It's probably just was. You know what I mean? He didn't have all his marbles. So, but it is what it is, man. Make sure y'all like, subscribe to the channel, man. We definitely gonna keep the ball rolling. We got a lot of other topics to talk about. There's a lot more happening in my city too. We gonna talk about this shooting that happened up Mondawmin, and we gonna touch on that situation where that kid got hit by that car. That was horrific too. Like, they said he good. You know what I mean? Pretty sure he got a couple broken bones, but they said he good though. But they hit the shit out Joe, man. So we're gonna touch on a couple topics tomorrow, man. We definitely gonna keep the ball rolling. So make sure y'all like, subscribe, man. Check out my other content. Check out my other lives, man. I appreciate everybody that tapped in. You know what I mean? Make sure y'all check out my other videos. Yeah, man. Robbie TV, Shake Back Kid. We out.